Does that mean if you like Ekwede,
Sorry, what is that?
Kwede Mandashe?
Oh, good. You
bruh.
wanted to light
I've been
all
trying to put it on fire ever since.
I think today, let's laugh. We can cry a little bit. How's it going, guys? Welcome back.
Hey, how's it going? Kuseli over here.
And it's you this year. How's it going?
Welcome to the Speaking of Which podcast. How's it going, my friend?
Aye, good and you.
Awesome.
This is the podcast where we are never afraid to go on a tangent.
We are here to speak our mind, share our truth, and most importantly, have a good laugh.
Yes, sir. That's
yeah,
probably mostly that. Okay, so the thing is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna get into it. Life is hard.
Yeah.
Time is so hard to come by, and it's like nobody has the time to listen to you. So I think today, let's laugh. We can cry a little bit, and let's grow together, man.
Well,
let's
cry,
everybody.
actually.
Let's
Yeah.
grow together. Let's share. So,
Yeah.
what is today's topic?
Hence,
in
today's
episode
topic
2.
is silent but deadly.
No.
Not that.
Okay. Thank you.
Not that. Also, I don't know about that because mine, it's like thunderous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
before we go ahead, I think the first thing is a message from our sponsor.
Hey, husband, are you?
Charles Butch?
Tell me something. You got a tender for me, bro.
Of course.
Tell me something. Give me your wallet, please.
Unfortunately, it's in my car.
Give me your car keys, then, bro. What the hell?
In my desk, man.
What do you have? What's this? All this, bro.
Sure. I'll hold it for you.
What the hell? You got candles. Candles.
Best one, too.
Ooh, Valhalla.
Told you. I told you.
Wow.
Discover the simple luxury of nature with Valhalla. Handcrafted in South Africa, their range of natural soaps, soy wax candles, diffusers, and self-care essentials are made with love and 100% natural ingredients. No harsh chemicals, no artificial additives. Just pure skin-loving goodness from the earth. Perfect for sensitive skin, peaceful minds, and cozy spaces. Feel the difference. Smell the calm. Live naturally. Valhalla.
Okay. Hey, sharp, bro. I'll be taking this thing. Thank you very much.
Joe. My guy.
Okay, so that was lovely words from our sponsor. As you can see, our amazing 100% natural diffuser over here.
I don't know why I thought we could have lighted up.
You know, just because I'm Indian doesn't mean everything is incense, okay?
Oh, bruh.
You wanted to light
I've been
all
trying to put it on fire ever since.
I mean, you can light
packaging.
it because I'm pretty sure that the base that the fragrance is in is flammable, but may not be the best idea.
Yeah.
It might be a stressful situation. Speaking of which, today's episode is on stress. So, what stresses you, MK? I'm gonna call you MK because this Yandi K doesn't work for me.
Dude, you're gonna confuse so many people because back at home I'm not MK.
What are you?
Kusta.
Okay.
And
I think
I've got so many people who call me Kusta.
speaking of tangents, your name is Mkuseli.
Yes.
MK is what we call you at work.
Yes.
You go by Yandi K as a comedian.
Yep. Which I always forget, by the way.
Is yandik.co.za still up? Or was it .com?
.com.
.com, okay.
Yeah.
It's not up.
Don't go there.
What's the other one? Kusta? But then that's the generic Mkuseli
Kosa
nickname,
people,
right? Everybody.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
It's like Movite. Everyone has had that breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Tangent.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so for all intensive purposes, I'm going to try to call you Yandi K. Unless I call you TJ Fish.
Believe me, that would be too big a compliment.
Yeah. No.
I would accept it, but it would be a lovely one. Yeah, man. So today we'll be talking about stress.
So, what stresses you out?
Oh, there's so many things, bro.
Yeah.
I think one of them
Yeah.
is I find a nice series.
Serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a very nice, like I'm loving this thing.
Yeah.
In fact, I can give you an example. There was a series that I found this series. It's
Yeah.
called The Night Off. Yeah, well, it's about this boy who steals a car, his father's car, and then blah blah. Something happens.
Okay.
It becomes a legal case.
Yeah.
Because someone dies and it's him according to the evidence. But anyway,
Okay.
I love the series. Season 1
Mm-hmm.
killed it.
Mm.
And then I go online to find season 2.
Yeah.
It was cancelled. I was so pissed, bruh. Like, and we take them for granted,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But so the way I associate stress,
Yeah.
it's us looking for wanting certain things to go a certain way, and life happens,
It
and
goes in
yeah,
not a tangent, perpendicular.
yeah.
Okay.
but we reject life happening.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's like, no.
Yeah, no.
Not
I
today.
disagree.
Yeah.
Disagree.
Yeah. You know, the impact Trevor has
Yeah.
on everything we do. Because the moment you said, if we're going in a different direction, I was like, yeah, the world is it's like
Going
weird.
that way.
We'll meet you. Anyway, so stress, right, is body's response to any form of change, especially if it goes against what we want,
Yeah.
right? So it's, I don't know if you want to call it a panic response, because panic is more of a symptom of stress, but it is the body's response. And I think the body releases cortisol and adrenaline. Those are the main two hormones.
Yep.
And they mess with your immune system. They mess with your mental health, your
Yep.
digestion, basically everything. Cortisol, stress hormone, adrenaline, fight or flight. So
Yeah.
it's how we respond and basically stressing us out at the same time. So
That's so. When I read that,
Yes.
I had a question.
yeah.
So, does that mean if you like Ekwede,
Sorry, what is that?
Kwede Mantashe,
Oh, good.
and Mkuseli,
Yes.
and you have a big tummy?
Yes. Oh, you're including. Okay, I get
Does
the
this
reference
mean
now. Yeah.
me and Kwede,
Yes.
we don't get
You don't
stress?
get stressed because your digestive system has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hasn't stopped. 'Cause
I'm
it
pretty
went-
sure it's the other way around, because with some people's coping mechanisms for stress is
Food.
comfort food.
Oh yeah.
I know
okay.
mine is.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it doesn't mean that if you have a big tummy, you don't have stress in your life.
In fact, maybe that's why you're keeping it.
Yeah.
You should
maybe.
go to gym
Maybe.
and get rid of it.
So yeah. So yeah, I think in general we have work stress, we have family stress, relationships, everything that we interact with on a daily basis can cause some form of stress in our lives. I think where the world is going now is the biggest stress. Whether there's going to be a World War III or not. Yeah. So I think we always look at modern times and we wonder why stress levels of people are increasing.
So high.
The number of
Yeah.
diseases are increasing, and people get sick more often. Mental health is at its all-time low, I think.
Yep.
So
And just
yeah, stress.
uncertainty, man. Sometimes, like, I'm not a fan of how creative the brain is
Yeah,
in creating problems that don't
Yes.
exist.
and in creating jokes.
It's not as productive, fun enough.
Yeah, yeah. Where you want it to
Yeah.
go, it's like no.
You know,
Please
just
focus on the jokes.
or maybe even in creating jokes. Have you ever written a joke and you're like, this thing was funny just now, man? Just like-
And then it faded away.
Yeah.
It's like
As soon as I write it down, then all
Yeah.
of a sudden it's like, nah.
Nah, so that one was a bit too personal.
Yeah,
And then you're like, reality sets in. It's like, ooh, it's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Like the uncertainty
Yeah.
of like day-to-day life,
Yeah.
be it you wanted to be at work, may not be around for some weird reason, and sometimes you can just see where things are going with like people in your life,
Yeah.
and sometimes the one person that you relied on disappointed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like this is the person that you wake up and think of, and like could be your partner,
Your
could be your
go-to
parent.
person.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and then they just let you down,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
Yeah.
that's my panic by then.
That's your panic.
That's how I panic. Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know why it doesn't scream, because normally a panic is like, "Ah," but mine is like, "Ah." It's in the toilet.
I regret calling this silent but deadly now. Okay, speaking about your panic and
Yeah.
and your how do you know when you are stressed? How do you know? Okay, I say that in a way where okay, so every one of us are stressed every day in some form because there's so many types of stress. There's acute, there's chronic stress,
Yep.
there's episodal stress. So, like for example, acute and chronic are your short and long-term stresses, and then your episodic is when it's just a build-up of everything, and then you know
Yeah.
it comes out in an episode of the show you didn't get to watch.
Yeah.
So, how do you know what symptoms or what
to look
happens to
for.
you when you are stressed? How do you know that you are absolutely overwhelmed by the stress?
There's a couple of changes I know for a fact that my body's gonna give these signs to me.
Yeah,
This.
the back of your head.
Yeah. There's a where my tension headache is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It starts there, but it ends up somewhere here at the top. So it's a headache. It's a headache that basically begins over there, and then. But secondly, I have a very very weird way of sort of. I start talking to people
Yeah.
about my stress.
Mm-hmm.
So, so if I'm stressed about something, trust me, the people that I talk to every day know
Yeah.
for a fact that okay, he's going on and on about this thing. It's eating him up.
It's eating him up.
Sometimes
okay.
I don't even like it's happening. My mind is aware,
Yeah.
but I'm not aware that I'm actually blabbing about it the whole time. Yeah. And
Okay.
then and you? How do you?
I internalize it a lot. So that's when it starts to. So my stress, I'm stressed when it's all digestive system related. It messes up my stomach. It my eating patterns. It's just either I don't eat at all,
Yeah.
or I just want to eat a lot, and comfort food. You just never satisfied. I break out a lot with acne,
Oh, okay.
and I'm not a moody person in general. I'd like to think I'm not a moody person. If you know me, you know me. Right? But I definitely become very moody, and I don't have that happy-go-lucky attitude that I normally have.
Yeah.
It's more blunt, and that's it manifests internally, very internally for me. Unlike how you say you speak about it,
Oh, no,
I can't bring it here. It stays inside here, and until I get rid of what's stressing me, it's gonna eat me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the problem I have, is it consumes me because I don't have that outlet. I don't use that outlet to speak about it. So
I don't know which one is more important, keeping it in or taking it out. Because if I take it out on a wrong person, it might come back and bite me.
yes.
But if I keep it in, it might bite me anyway.
Yeah.
Just in a place
keeping
where-
it in is not the answer.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do. Very important.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm thinking it. If something bites you inside,
Yes.
you can't do this.
Drink hot water. Just if I'm going to suffer, you. Yeah. But yeah, all seriousness, the thing is, stress affects it affects your physical well-being, it affects your mental well-being,
Yeah.
and just your overall mind and body. It can cause your inflammation, it can cause your immune system. You wonder why you're getting sick all the time.
Yeah.
Your mood, your joints, arthritis, sinuses, all of those things is can be, not only, but can be as a result of high cortisol levels related to stress. So the thing is, we know so much about, okay, stress affects us like this.
Yeah.
It's present in our everyday lives, and it's such a big problem because people are dying of heart attacks, people are dying young, strokes.
Yeah. That's scary. by
Yeah,
the way.
a lot of these things. So how do we cope? How do we say, okay, I understand that there's a problem. So the first step to solving any problem is understanding that there is one.
Yeah.
And the second step is, how do we tackle this? How do we combat it? What is our angle?
I think our uncles have taught us alcohol is not the answer.
Not our uncles. But again, that's a self-destructive mechanism
Yes.
that people go to.
It works for
Yes.
a day, 2 days. After that,
The next morning, you're like,
Yeah.
I have to deal with, I'm stressed and I'm hungover.
babalas.
And
Yeah. You don't want that.
yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, also, on top of that, the things that you do while stressed, they don't always make sense.
Yes.
Because you're trying to cope with something that's eating you inside.
Yes.
And then, so you'd be I don't even think alcohol is bad, ne?
No, it's worse for you.
I'll tell you what's worse.
What?
Sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's this thing where you are stressed
Yes.
and then you start wanting to taste something that's sweet.
I'm feeling for something nice, you know?
Snowballs.
Yeah. And the difference is, compared to normal cravings where you feel for something sweet,
Yeah.
it never satisfies it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. You keep
It
going
never
back
you
until-
don't get that satisfaction even
Yeah.
though you feel for it. So you're right. And I think that's where like people's addictive tendencies come in then to look as an outlet for it.
outlet. Yeah.
So, smoking, alcohol, any type of recreational drugs, food, just, self-destructive behavior, all these tendencies to try and get away from the way you're feeling or the side effects that you're feeling. And it's good that you mentioned sugar because a lot of sugar intake also
Yeah.
increases inflammation. So
See.
it goes hand in hand with,
Man.
and then the comfort food, I guess, increases your cholesterol. We are not medical professionals.
I know that, but I think we should shut down KZN.
Why?
That's where we get our sugar from.
I thought that's where we get the good food from.
No. Yeah, there is a bit of that sugar and spice thing. The sugar is the wrong one. Spice is good. But yeah,
Are you blaming Hewlett's?
and Ilovo, right there.
Ilovo, yeah, right there too.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So coping mechanisms. I'm gonna ask you a bit of a. It's not a tricky question, but it's like I think, but I wanna just answer this part. Coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Gym.
Yes.
I don't think there's something after. I know you can't say it,
Yes.
ne? In me right now. That
Yes.
But gym. Bruh.
You must be very stressed if it looks like you.
Bruh. Gym takes that thing away, bruh.
Yeah. It
Like,
does.
I've never, I've been at the office. I work on something like quite stressful.
Yeah.
And then after work, I decide I'm going to go downstairs and work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, grab my bag and like work out. And I hate it. Like I'm dragging my body to go there because the stress is not leading me to doing something positive. But I force myself in there. When I come out, dude, tops.
Yeah.
Tops. So exercise and making sure you keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it
100%.
going.
So the thing with exercise is it gives you two benefits.
Yeah.
One is it actually reduces the cortisol in your body.
Better.
And the second one is it actually increases the endorphins in your body, which are your feel-good hormones. So it's not only killing the bad, it's
Also
increasing the good. So And then that brings in your mental clarity to make better decisions. It helps you break out of those bad habits that are continuing because you are in a stressful situation. Because I know when I'm in a stressful situation, and it's a bad thing that I do, but don't tell me to break that until I'm done with this. Let me be until I'm out of the situation, and then I will make the changes to do better.
So
But that's wrong.
I have
Again, do as I say, not as I do.
I have a friend.
Yeah.
Whenever he was like going through it,
Yeah.
he would call his ex without fail. You know the ex that you are warned about, but don't go back there. That almost killed you.
Yeah.
He calls that ex,
Yeah.
and somehow it works for him because he bounces back same time.
So they have a good relationship.
It just works at certain conditions.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But so I was gonna say to you,
Yeah.
there's so when I was a bit younger,
Yeah.
I believe in this,
Yeah.
and I think it's true.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. Want to check what you think. There is something called good stress,
Yes.
like something that kicks in and keeps your, like, it just puts the pressure in you to just keep being creative
Yes.
and keep being like keep working yourself some more and keep pushing in a way. And somehow though,
Yeah.
if you stay under that pressure for too long, that same good stress that made you create a good song if you're a musician, come up with your best joke if you're a comedian, somehow if you just keep at that level, you go crazy.
True.
Okay, not like
I think it's about setting it. There's good deadlines and there's bad deadlines. The thing about deadlines as a whole, it gives you something to work towards. A lot of people cannot start if they don't have the pressure to finish.
yeah.
So you're very
there's-
right in what you're saying in terms of
true.
good stress. You need a little bit of pressure. You know what I'm saying? It's like a pen. If you're writing, you need that little bit of pressure in order to form your letters correctly. But if you press too hard, you go through the page and then everything is ruined.
When we're doing research, we saw this one that was saying one of the coping mechanisms is journalism. is journaling. And all I could see,
We're not laughing at journaling as a whole, please. It's very good.
all I could see is you having a writer's block, writing about what you are going through right now.
Yeah.
But you're trying to be, so creative about the way you word it.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those people who try to be poetic about my writing.
I see. Yeah.
If the roses don't become red when I'm writing, then I'm like, this is stressful.
Yeah. Imagine being stressed about the thing that's supposed to take away your stress. That's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
We were talking about coping mechanisms, right? But we were also talking about how you know when you are stressed.
Yeah.
So I may have a story for you,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because I described how I am when I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Okay. So about my stomach and how the changes in me. And
Yeah.
I had an episode, not episodic stress now, right? So I had
where I'm thinking.
no. So I had an episode. It was just a year or two into starting like work for the first time straight off campus.
Yeah.
So I am blanking here because I'm stressed out about telling the story. Anyway, so I was working, and while I was at work,
Yeah.
suddenly my chest became very tight. So that's not my stress response.
Okay.
Okay? Completely different from what I normally feel. So my chest became tight, my breathing became very heavy, and my heart started thudding. Now, it's not anxiety because I know how I feel when my anxiety or panic kicks in.
Yeah.
Wasn't that, right? Well, not yet, because I thought I was having a heart
So
attack.
at this point, you don't know what's going on.
At this point, I don't know what's
it's
happening to
killing you
me.
that you
I've
don't
never
know.
felt like this before.
Yeah.
My chest was absolutely tight. It was painful. I couldn't breathe properly. My heart was like thudding away. I could hear it pounding in my ears. Right? So I go to, like, the first person I could go to is the last person I was talking to. Right? So that was my cousin brother. It's like, how's it, bro? This is the case. I feel like this. I don't know what to do. Because in my head, there's that doubt. Am I having a heart attack? Am I not having a heart attack? I don't want to make it a scene and it turns out to be nothing.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's not how I normally feel.
Yeah.
And mind you, okay, it was a time where it was stressful because I was working, I was studying, so I would go to campus after work and then come home late and then wake up. The good part is I'd wake up early, go to gym, and then go to work religiously every day.
Okay.
So it wasn't that I didn't have that. So it couldn't have been like heart attack. No, I wasn't so stressed out or something. Anyway, I'm pulling this too long. I messaged him. I told him, hey, bro, I feel like this. I've never felt like this before. I think I'm going to die. But I think it's a heart attack. I'm not sure. And he tells me, okay, the first thing I need you to do is just try and take a deep breath. I told him it hurts when I take a deep breath.
Yeah.
He says, okay. I don't want to phone the emergency services or get someone to do that because I'm embarrassed in case it turns out to not be that, right? He tells me, I felt like this before. There's no need to panic. Obviously, it's not a heart attack. There's no reason for you to get one. Just go to the bathroom. I'm like,
What?
if you think I am going to go to the bathroom in this condition, if something happens to me, I will be damned if the emergency response has to drag me out of the damn toilet stall. I'd rather die here at my desk. But that is not how he said, shut your mouth and go to the bathroom. 5 minutes later, I was like, how's it? I'm okay. I guess that was also silent but deadly. Yeah. I'm going to leave it there.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you stop taking castor oil seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I can feel that weight off my chest.
Dude, that's what. So I've got some. Okay, mine is a similar issue,
Yeah.
but not so similar in a way.
Yeah.
Because there are two women in my life.
2 women in your life.
Yeah, my mom and
Okay.
my wife.
Yes.
Ne? Their nostrils, brah,
What do you
brah. They are so strong, ne?
Okay.
like my mom would walk into my room. This
Yeah.
is like my youth all the way up. Walk into my room and her face changes. Then I already know there's something. She will sniff it out. Like it could be something that, something that fell over and I don't see it. So when I clean,
Oh, okay. In general.
yeah, it just
Okay.
stinks in the room.
Okay.
Yeah? Or an hour ago, I had I'm
Yeah.
free, I'm all alone. Let it out.
Yeah.
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 And my mom, brah. And now I'm old and I'm married.
Yeah.
I've got kids.
Yeah.
My wife, dude. Anyway.
Now who needs to take castor? I think we've pulled this joke a bit too long.
But
So-
yeah, man.
I like how we are making light of
Yeah.
these terrible
something serious.
situations.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole takeaway from this is we got to see the positive of how we can overcome it.
Yeah.
Because as we spoke about, there's things that you can do to combat the stress that you're feeling, both on a not physiological, it's a psychological and
Yeah.
a physical,
Physical. Yeah.
right? So we have to have a positive vibe to us. We got to be positive. It starts here.
Yeah.
The power of the mind. You got to be positive and do the things to have the things for the things to be done.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna. You have to.
Did you just quote her, bruh?
Pause because I made the things that it cannot make that pause to be done.
You gotta have a positive mindset.
Yeah.
And if we know how to combat everyone, different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is gonna have different coping mechanisms, good coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Like your hobbies, you're listening to your music, your working out is a big one. Meditation, yoga, all of these things, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
People turn to religion, they pray. People, there's so many things that help you, that you do what you enjoy. And I think giving you that positive in a day of negative is something to at least look forward to. And it's like that poem, The Release, the guy who has such a stressful life and he comes home to play the violin, and that's the best moment of his day. And as long as he has that, nothing else can, if it can have the worst day ever. But when he comes home and he plays, I may be wrong, but it's definitely an instrument that he comes home and plays. And
Okay.
he just, lets go of all
Everything,
that. The
yeah.
problems will be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the thing about worry,
Bruh.
is that whether you worry or not,
not.
it doesn't
Yeah.
change what's going to happen.
The worst part is you worry, you grind yourself, you
Yeah.
stretch. This is how I look at stress. This
Yes.
this
Oh,
feeling.
yeah.
Like you stretch yourself and
Yeah.
you get there, you walk in, you do it, you come out, you're like, really?
Yeah.
Like I went through all of that overthinking
just
just,
for
for this thing to just resolve itself.
Yeah.
And then sometimes like overthinking is not necessary. But I think there's got to be a way we can sort of train ourselves to stop overthinking. Like I don't know, because I am a very big believer in experience. Like if you keep doing something over and over and over and over. So I think if you can find that way that makes you overthink less. In fact, maybe you can even do it inverse of, if you start overthinking, you do it. Like as soon as you start overthinking, you jump
Just
onto
act
it.
on it.
Yeah, just
Okay.
act. Yeah. Well, so you start doing that, and then you realize, dude, everything is hard. But once you're inside it, you start seeing, oh, okay, I'm supposed to go into that corner and then turn left, turn right. You start
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not as big a deal as,
Yeah.
but I think it was Steve Jobs who said that a lot of the times we go through life and experience all the difficulties and all the stressful moments and all the fights that we had to pull to get to a certain point.
Yeah.
We get to the point and we look back and it all makes sense. Yeah, well, all of a sudden the dots come
Line up.
together to say, oh, yeah, that's why I was there. That's why I went through that. That's why I went through that. Right now, I'm the most useful version of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, for where I am
Yeah.
in life.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they also did a study. I want to get that. When did you share that poem that you were talking about?
The release.
Yeah, the release. I've never heard of it.
Okay.
I'll-
I'll find a link to it and share it.
Cool. So they did a study about people that pray,
Yeah.
about how the fact that they believe in something superior or someone superior
Yeah.
than them,
Yeah.
they stop relying on what they are capable of.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe let me put it this way, but they don't rely on what they're capable of more than everyone, or they rely it less than everyone else. They tend to have a better brain wiring, a better stress management,
Yeah.
or even their stress, because they're so set in their faith,
Yeah.
they don't believe it's up to them to solve it.
Yeah.
They just know God created the day,
Yeah.
put me on this day,
Yeah.
He's got this
Yeah.
type of thing.
And
So, yeah.
it comes down to that positivity. However you draw your positivity,
Yeah.
it starts with a positive mindset.
You got to rely on it. And
Yeah. Because like even having a good friend circle, having people to support you,
Yeah.
having all of those things, the bottom line is speak up.
Yeah.
If you have
Talk.
if you have problems, speak to somebody.
Let it out.
There's different levels to it.
Yeah.
People can speak to their spouses about certain things. People can speak to their friends about others.
Yeah.
And you know, when things get really bad, psychological help is always there.
Yeah.
People discredit the how big psychological help is. It is the most important thing. It's the
Yeah.
best thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
Because never be afraid to admit that you have an
problem.
issue and that you need help.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're doing it for yourself. I think that's the main takeaway.
Yeah. And look, you need to have friends that sometimes, like, it's very good for someone to pick up that you're not fine
Yeah,
and not have to bring it up yourself.
yeah, yeah,
Have friends that care about how you feel
Yeah.
and why you feel different from yesterday,
Yeah.
type of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, because
To notice the change in your
yeah,
behavior.
just not just the
Definitely.
difference, not just hairstyles only, guys.
Or your eyebrows.
Yeah,
It's
or
like,
your eyebrows.
why are you looking angry today? No, my mood changed. I'm actually fine.
Did you get an interview from ShopRite?
Plastic.
Plastic.
The worst one is the guys that come to authorize.
Yeah. Why are they always far? I never got that. Like,
My thing is, why is the hearing so bad?
Yeah.
Because they could be standing right here.
Dude.
They'll never hear you.
Dude,
They'll be looking.
so one time I'm in line. Eh?
Yeah.
We need the authority of the authorizing. Yeah, bo? And then, so she calls someone, ne? And then so I'm like, okay, I think I can project this call
Yeah.
better than she's doing, because she's doing a terrible job.
Yes.
Yeah, bo? And then I'm like, Matsidiso! Yeah, bo?
Yeah.
Matsidiso comes running. Yeah, bo? No, Matsidiso was step one.
Oh gosh.
She was meant to call the person next to her. Yeah, bo? At that time, I'm like,
You
dude,
have to send her back.
after putting all of that work in that call, Matsidiso comes, she
Yeah.
gets sent back. Please,
Yeah.
please tell her I need someone to authorize. And then she finally comes. She's like, okay, what's wrong? Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Like you never know whether they're happy or not.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's,
Anyway.
that's a certain level of mystique that I aim to have. It's like just to be mysterious. Like
Yeah.
this. Am I angry? Am I happy? Am I sad? You'll never know.
Who cares?
I have the authority. But yeah, I think it's good to end this topic on a positive note, because positivity is what's going to get you through it. So I think we had some fairly good stress stories,
Yeah.
funny ones.
Yeah.
I think we're going to challenge our viewers to give us their best stress story or anything related, and maybe we'll read the best one out.
Yeah, next week.
Next week.
Next week,
What you think about that? Yeah.
Definitely, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that. I've got way more stress stories that I could tell.
No. It's fine.
But
It's okay. It's okay.
We're gonna tell
It's
it
fine.
some other time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We.
You don't want my stories just because it's not.
So, our last segment of the show is a bit of a rant. Because we did our advert, our very first advert actually, for Valhana
yeah.
Natural Products. Check them out at valhana.co.za. Anyway, we did our very first advert for that. And I feel like that's what's missing in the podcast scene right now. Because, okay, say you and I are doing a plug for someone who sponsored our episode. So you tell me who the people are, and I'm going to describe it. So you set me up, and I'm going to do exactly how people today are doing adverts in their podcasts.
Okay. Hi, we are people from Vodacom. Go.
Okay.
I gave you two companies at once.
Vodacom. Anyway, so this is exactly how they do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a cutaway scene, so they could have prepared for it. It's not even during the conversation, right?
Yep.
It's like Vodacom is South Africa's leading network in keeping you in touch with your families, whether they are abroad or whether they are right next to you in your neighbor's house.
but we make sure we don't
We-
pay you if you claim whether they go through the court. Or
No, they don't say all that.
Oh,
They
no,
just say
please
terms
don't.
and conditions apply. Thank you very much. Right? And they just continue reading like this, so lackluster.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm paying you to do an advertisement for me, and trust me, people pay a lot for advertising.
Yeah.
Right? We're trying to break into that scene. Anyway.
So,
Right? Put some effort into it. I'm not saying go shoot an ad like how we did. Not that it was extravagant or something. But
make me pay
use a
attention to
personal
it.
experience in it. Say how you use it and how good it is. Or smile and do it. Don't just read down from a page.
Yeah.
Prepare. It takes 10 minutes to memorize something or just have it somewhere and say it out nicely. Have a good touch to it.
Sometimes you can tell they were not paid enough for the ad.
Yeah. I think maybe what you pay for is what you get.
Yeah.
But I just want to say what you pay for with us, you get our very best.
Utmost.
So
best,
that's the next thing we really going to get into is advertisement. So if you'd like to advertise a space,
Also,
let us
tell
know.
us about what you think about our acting.
yeah. Did I make a good thief? Did I make it? How's my knife? Do you like my knife? I mean,
Yeah, I know. Let's not talk about that knife.
yeah, no, it's fine.
Gary would complain after he uses that knife. He's gonna hate you.
Yeah. People don't know who Gary is. It's fine. Leave it.
Yeah. No, they will,
So
they will
yeah, I think that's everything from today, folks. That's all, folks.
This is goodbye.
Don't clap. You know what I'll do to you. We got spirit. Yes, we do.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness! Don't show that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. From MK and myself, signing out. This was episode 2. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we will catch you in the next episode, episode 3. Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers.
Cool.